guys, so I have another Christmas wreath video for you. This wreath, it's a very sad story. This wreath is so scraggly looking right now. I had made my daughter a Christmas wreath last year for Christmas, and when Christmas was over, she had put it on top of her wardrobe. It's a large wardrobe that she has, and she thought that it would be safe from her cats. It wasn't. The cats found it and they had a lot of fun destroying it. So she was just going to throw it away because she thought that it was just kind of beyond repair because they had really used their claws and torn apart the ribbon, and they had torn off some of the decor, and it was really destroyed. So I told her, no, 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 don't throw it away. I will redo this. I will bring him back to life. So I went and I took everything off of him. And right now I am just going through and I'm just giving him a little fluff, just trying to put some of his pieces back together, as you see. And I didn't want to go out and buy a bunch of stuff because I'm really trying to use what I have on hand. I'm also trying to reuse things. So because I just have a lot of florals and I just don't want to keep buying and buying and buying until I need to. So, I just wanted to use what I had on hand, just trying to be frugal, trying to be, smart and budget friendly. So I just went through and I just got him floofed up a little bit and again put him back together. I clipped off some pieces that had really been destroyed. So now I'm just kind of going through and giving him a little trim, just making him nice and even. And I went into my florals and I just took a whole bunch of pieces, like scraps that I had left over from prior crafts, and I just decided to reuse them. So we got him all nice and looking better than he did. So I'm just taking some of this greenery that I found in my little stash, and I'm just going to add this all to him. We're going to go in a clockwise direction, and we are just going to add some nice evergreen greenery to kind of build him up a little bit. This was a very inexpensive wreath that I had gotten from Walmart. Last year, it was only $3.48. And so we're just going to add to him, and it's going to make him look like a much more high-end wreath. I also decided to add some lavender to this wreath. I had watched a show a while back, and I cannot remember what it was called, but it was a French country Christmas. And I saw a wreath that they had made where they had added lavender to the Christmas wreath, and I thought that was so pretty. So while I was redoing this wreath here, I was trying to think, what else do I have in my craft stash that I can add to this wreath to just give it a little bit more life, a little bit more texture. Because when I got through making it, after I add in the berries, I wasn't quite happy with it. So I remembered that I had some lavender. It's faux lavender, but I remembered that I had it in my stash. I had seen it and I said, I'm going to add that to this wreath. So this is going to be a nice French country inspired Christmas wreath. So I really hope that you guys like this. And I wanted to make this video for you because a lot of times when you go to Goodwill, you will see, wreaths where maybe some of the decorations on them are a little tattered, and can take them home and just take off the old tattered decor and add a few picks, just like we're doing here, and really just give new life to an old beat up wreath. So that's just what I'm trying to show you guys today. and I realized I didn't like that piece. So I got rid of them because I didn't like the way that they were sitting in the wreath. So I'll use them for something else later. And just showing you how we're going into a clockwise direction with our florals. And whenever you do an evergreen type of wreath, guys, I really do encourage you to add different types of greenery to it because it really just adds something. It really just builds it up. It adds a lot of different textures and dimensions, and it just really builds the wreath up so nicely than if it was just a plain evergreen wreath. So by adding in more different types of greenery, you just really build it up and make it look really nice. And it is a perfect way to take an inexpensive wreath from like Walmart or, wherever you get them from, just a plain inexpensive wreath. You can just add in a few greenery picks and it just really adds so much to it. I've been looking at wreaths on a lot of the like Pottery Barn websites and Amazon, and just looking at a lot of these very expensive types of wreaths, and a lot of them are just different types of evergreen, and they look really beautiful, but they're really pricey. So by taking an inexpensive wreath and just adding a few of these different types of evergreen picks, you can get the same look for a lot less. And I think that that is called cypress. I think that's what that's called. I'm not sure. But I love that pick because whenever you add that pick in, I mean, it just, look at how pretty it makes everything look. I love that pick. I think it's cypress. I'm not sure. I need to brush up on my evergreen knowledge. I really wish I had a couple more pieces of that, but my nearest craft store, guys, is it's about a half hour away, and I just didn't want to drive, and I just didn't want to buy more. So I was like, let me just make the most of what I have. But I am really happy with how this turned out. This turned out really pretty. So just with the greenery, he looks 100% better than he did after the cats had their way with him. I don't know why I'm calling the evergreen a him. I don't know. I am. So I had some of those pine cones. I think I got those. I've had them for a couple of years. I've used them in a couple of different things, but I think I got them from Hobby Lobby in a little bag from their little Christmas craft section. And I love finding the little smaller pine cones like that because they do so nicely in wreaths. Well, you can also put them in a vase. You can put them in a little basket. There's just a lot of ways you can display them. I usually get my pine cones from my backyard, but it seems like the ones in my backyard are a lot bigger, and sometimes it's just not going to work on a wreath. So how I decide where to put my little pine cones, guys, is just anywhere that looks like it's just a little plain and just kind of needs a little something. I just kind of that's where I decide to put them. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. It's just, wherever it looks a little plain, like it just needs a little bit of something, that's just where I tend to put them. So you can hang that on your door just like that. That's fine just the way it is there, especially if you're doing more of a natural type of decor. But I love adding red berries. So I found those red berries and I just decided I would use those. And I'm really trying to use up what I have instead of going out and buying more. So that is why when I'm done with this, I was happy with it. I liked it with the berries and the evergreen and the pine cones. I thought that was really pretty. That's classic. But I just decided it needed a little something else. And so that is when I added in the lavender. So I hope that you guys like that when we get to that part. Sometimes it takes me a minute to decide on where I want to put things. So if you see me pause there for a minute, it's because I'm trying to decide where I want to put something. This was the day that we had the internet guy at the house doing some work on our internet, so I had to record this and talk over it. Whenever I have a video, guys, and I try and do them live, but sometimes I can't. Like if we have if we have like a repairman at the house, or if my dogs are just being crazy and because you know they love to go outside and they love to play with the puppy next door, and they run up and down through the fence line. We have a fenced in yard, and our dogs are on one side and the puppies on the other side, and they're all running up and down the fence line, just barking their little heads off, living their best life. And it's great, and I love to hear them play, but it's not video friendly. So sometimes I do have to voice over my videos for that reason. Where I am at in Pennsylvania today, it is 64 degrees. So it doesn't really feel like winter. And that is how it looks so far. And see, it was fine just like that. I could have just added the ribbon and been done with it, but I decided I wanted to go just a little further. And I remembered I had that lavender. I had seen those little lavender pieces that I had left over from a prior project from spring. And I remembered that in, again, the video that I had seen, I wish I remembered the name of that video. I don't remember it. But it was a French country inspired Christmas. And I just remembered it. And I said, you know what? I think I'm just going to try it. And I'm just going to see how it turns out. And I think it turned out really pretty, guys. I really do. What was I saying again, though? I was saying something prior to that, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, goodness. All right, moving on. So, when I started putting the lavender on there, I was really taken back by how pretty the purple goes with the red. And then I started thinking, there might be some red hat ladies out there who would really appreciate the purple and the red. So I'm hoping that you guys like this idea here. I like putting colors from the opposite side of the color wheel together. I really like the way purple and red look. I really like the way that yellow and blue look. And I love how like orange and turquoise, that's a beautiful color combination. So just opposite sides of the color wheel, they just complement each other so nicely. Pink and green, oh, pink and green are so beautiful together. But I really hope that you guys like this. I hope it's not too different, but I just thought that it would be fun and, just a little something different. I was talking about my crazy pups running up and down the fence line, and I can't remember what I was saying after that. Oh well, it happens. It happens. But I just think this really added something to it. I hope you guys like this. While I was doing it, I was like, I love the purple and the red, but then I was like, do I like this? I don't know. I'm not sure. But now I really do. I had to look at it there for a moment because it's different, I'm not in the habit of adding lavender to my Christmas wreaths. So, but I really feel like this turned out really pretty. I hope you guys feel the same way. I remember when I was a floral designer at Michael's, I made a Christmas wreath one time with roses. And I had put on some really pretty, delicate pink and white faux roses. onto a wreath with a nice little pink ribbon. It was a very, it was a sparkly, like a soft pink ribbon, and I added roses to it and ivy, and it turned out really pretty. And I had sprayed it with some of the silver glitter spray, and it had such a nice, whimsical look to it. I wish I had a picture of that, but I don't. This was from many years ago when I was a floral designer, and I used to love just getting creative and just adding different things to Christmas wreaths. And I had added some nutcracker embellishments to that wreath. So it turned out really pretty, and I wish I had a picture of it. Maybe I'll make a new one. I do have a lot of nutcrackers, by the way, guys. I have a whole collection of them. You'll see them shortly when I do my Christmas home tour. I haven't got my tree up yet, so I can't do a tour without my tree up. But I'm going to get my tree up here in the next couple of days, and then I will try to get that video out as soon as possible. Definitely before Thanksgiving. But I have a whole collection of nutcrackers, and I love them. I love them so dearly. I get a new one every year. And you know, if I would have thought about it, I could have added some nice dried orange slices to this wreath. How pretty would that have been? I just thought about it looking right here talking to you, looking at the video. I just thought, I wish I had some orange slices. That would have been, oh goodness, that would have been so pretty. I'm going to have to write these things down. But I do think it looks really pretty with the berries and the lavender. I really hope that you guys give me some feedback and tell me what you think. The only other thing that I'm going to add to this is I'm just going to add a nice brown velvet ribbon to it. Just going to do a simple shoelace bow for it, and then I'm going to hang it on my door. And I just really hope that you guys like it. And I had the ribbon in my stash as well. I didn't buy anything for this. I used everything that I had on hand. And there he is, and I think that we did him very well. If you remember how bad off he was in the beginning, I think we gave him a whole new life just by adding in some greenery and some pine cones and some berries that we had on hand and some lavender that we had on hand. I think he just turned out really pretty, and I love the color of that velvet ribbon. I think the brown is just really nice, and I think it picks up the hue in the pine cones. So I really hope that you guys like this video. It's a French country inspired trash to treasure little wreath video, and I'm just so glad that we could save that little wreath. So thank you guys so much for being here with me. I really do appreciate it. And so I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care, and I'll see you later.